This is the aggression we wanted to see all year from Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston shoving Bree Jones to the ground after they got tangled up. She's let these females beat on her all season long.
Mitchell, a little bit too strong.
Did the fever just show us the birth of a new playoff superstar? Everyone's been waiting on Caitlin Clark's return, but last night it was Aaliyah Boston who completely flipped the script. From a fourth-quarter shove that had commentators saying this is the edge she's needed all season.
Finally, she said she's had enough. Enough of it. Not doing it any longer. And Aaliyah Boston finally addressed this. They did get a foul. There was 1.2 left, but basically it was over. The ball came in. Lexi steals it. Out to Aliyah, over to Odyssey Sims.
To hitting the biggest shot of the game right off Odyssey Sims' feed. This wasn't just a win, it was a transformation. So the question is, are we watching the moment Boston went from young star to unstoppable playoff hero? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
It was fun. The last two games actually have been pretty fun to watch. Let's just check this out. Right in, right there, the pass from Odyssey, and that was the one that sealed it up. If Caitlin Clark all of a sudden got cleared, it would break the internet. Yeah, look, any miracle we can get CC back for the semis, right there, put up the bat signal.
Imagine this. Aaliyah Boston has always been known for her footwork, her touch around the rim, and her ability to see the floor. People praise her efficiency, her consistency, her basketball IQ. But one thing fans kept saying was missing: that raw edge, that fire. You know, the type of energy that makes other teams afraid to even test you. And until now, Boston usually kept her cool. She soaked up contact, stayed calm, and let her game speak. Last night, though, that flipped, and it flipped in the most dramatic way possible. All season, the chatter circled around her toughness. Some said she was too nice out there on the court, too willing to absorb hits instead of dishing them back. For a player with her size and skill, fans were begging to see her take over in the paint and impose herself like a true enforcer. And you could feel the frustration building because everyone knew Boston had the tools. She just hadn't shown that nasty streak. Think about it. She'd already earned Rookie of the Year, she'd already proved she belonged, but to be great in the postseason, you can't just be steady. You need fire. Then came the fourth quarter. The game is tight, energy is boiling over.
I mean, Aliyah needs to play aggressively all the time. Key contributor tonight from Aliyah. Showed a little something, got hard, and hey, she's had enough.
And Boston gets tangled up with Bree Jones. In that moment, instead of just letting it go, Aliyah lowers her shoulder and straight up shoves Jones to the ground. Fans in the arena gasped. Comment sections online lit up immediately. Did Boston just crack under pressure? Or was this exactly what Indiana had been waiting for?
A big 14 points ultimately, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Aaliyah Boston, who was quiet in this game for the longest time. If she does, she would be a force in this league.
Someone to flip the physical switch and say, "This is my paint, you're not touching it." That single shove made the entire arena shift. It was almost like you could see Boston transform in real time. And the commentators? They jumped in right away. They basically said out loud what everyone was thinking. This is the intensity people have wanted from Boston all year. In earlier games, Boston would have shrugged it off and let the refs handle things. Not this time. She made it clear she was setting the tone. Now, the opponents had to worry about matching her energy instead of the other way around. That's the big difference. That's what turns a steady star into a playoff force.
This is Aaliyah Boston hitting the shot for the lead, it would shatter the internet into a million pieces. Let's just check this out. Right there, the pass from Odyssey, and that was the one that sealed it up.
Look at Boston's history. Earlier in the season, she absorbed plenty of hard fouls, endless pushing in the post, and she responded with calm plays and quick passes. Coaches respected it, but fans were restless because it felt like she wasn't intimidating anyone. Against Atlanta, though, instead of being the one reacting, she forced them to react. That was the switch. That was the new element people hadn't seen from her yet. And here's the thing about playoff basketball, especially in the WNBA. Being big and skilled isn't enough. The paint is a war zone when the season's on the line. You're battling every possession, every rebound, every cut. Analysts have been saying Boston had to add that aggressive edge if she wanted to push herself into elite territory. And last night, she showed she could crank up that gear without losing control. But let's be honest, going full force can backfire. Aggression can turn into cheap fouls. It can lead to techs, it can swing momentum the wrong way. So the question shifted right after that shove. Was Boston going to spiral, or was she going to harness it? And that's what made the rest of the night so fascinating to watch. She didn't just play angry, she played smart. She balanced that fire with focus. When the clock was winding down, Boston's stat line told the story. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists.
It was fun. The last two games actually have been pretty fun to watch for the Indiana Fever. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it truly was.
But even more than the numbers, it was her timing that mattered. Off a quick pass from Odyssey Sims, she knocked down the biggest shot of the game. That was the dagger moment. And instead of showing frustration or nerves, she walked back cool, confident, like she had been doing this for years. So let's put it this way, what could have been a villain storyline, that shove, became the spark that flipped the whole narrative. She didn't lose her composure. She gained a new layer of respect. Fans weren't calling her soft anymore. They were calling her clutch, tough, unstoppable. The energy changed from doubt to celebration. Her teammates fed off it, and Atlanta had no answer. And here's the part that sealed it, those final possessions. That's where leaders are made. Boston didn't just grab rebounds, she directed traffic. She didn't just take shots, she created opportunities. In those final minutes, everybody could see it clear as day. She wasn't just another piece on the Fever roster. She was the anchor, the one setting the standard in the biggest moment of her career so far. That win wasn't just about moving on to the semifinals. It was Boston showing everyone that her role is bigger than stats or highlights. People expected this playoff run to live and die with Caitlin Clark, but last night blew that idea apart. Boston wasn't in the shadow, she owned the spotlight. Fans saw her strength, her leadership, and her ability to deliver when it mattered most. So now the big question, are we watching the rise of the WNBA's next superstar? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this feels like the moment Boston rewrote everything we thought we knew.